You are listening to the Delay and Pray podcast, episode number 54.
Welcome to the Delay and Pray podcast, where certified Catholic and weight loss coach Beth teaches you how to permanently lose weight through spiritual fasting. Get ready to gain faith and lose weight through a joyful transformation of both body and soul. Now, your host, Beth, the Catholic fasting coach.
Hello, my friends. I hope you are well. All is definitely well with me. We just celebrated Thanksgiving with oodles of family time. Our family is in full swing of these blessed holidays with 2 new babies in tow this year. It's so exciting. These little ones, they just add so much love to the celebration with their coos and their giggles and their sweet little smiles. Tiny toes and fingers, just make us even more thankful for this wonderful life as we prepare to end the liturgical year and enter into the new church year with Advent. I don't want to paint my life as one without challenges, by the way. I have lots of them. But I am able to handle them well with good Catholic mindset work and prayer. So I am always considering both body and soul as I'm living out my daily life. Lots of planning there so that I get a good amount of sleep and exercise and prepare good, healthy food too, even during Advent and this holiday season. So speaking of Advent, let's just get back to that. I absolutely love this time of year. And as I was talking about little children being in the mix now, I can see every year getting brighter and much more fun with these tiny new souls afoot. Not just because it is the season before Christmas, which is a beautiful and joyful time, but because it's a season of family. It is a longing and preparing to be together for something special, a mystery of supernatural love awaiting, and a joyful expectation of celebration for the birth of our Savior into our hearts once again, ever deeper and ever more loving year after year. It seems like every year I have learned to prepare my heart, my life, and my home even more for the birth of that one true King. This year, I'm going to concentrate even more on also preparing my body and soul in joyful expectation of Christmas Day, where the humble and beautiful Holy Family was gathered in a cave-like stable full of animals and hay. It does get easier every year. God wouldn't have it any other way than the Holy Family gathering in this cave-like stable. This is how he wants it. The Holy Family teaches us to be simple, sustaining, and to deal with discomfort right from the beginning, giving us just enough to lean fully on him. And indeed, the Holy Family did. They taught us then, and they teach us now, that Jesus has no residency except for within our very hearts, and it is in this season that we must make room for him. This is where he makes us luminous, my friends. If we fast and pray for these 3 short weeks of Advent this year that's coming up, we can make room for him and the true gift that he really is. If you let him, he will enkindle in you the fire of his love there, and through each one of us, renew the face of the earth every day of 2024. And we can start now. This is the pregame for the coming new year. Don't miss the opportunity to fast and pray this December and get into the beautiful boxing ring of Advent. This is where you're going to battle for your soul, for the new springtime for you, for the church and the world. And it begins with Advent. Since I'm recording this podcast right after the Thanksgiving holiday, where I'm a bit more full than usual, it almost feels like Thanksgiving is the feast before the fast of Advent. It's kind of like I want to fast now. Advent is a short time of holy prayer, fasting, and reflection to consider the impact of the journey of the Holy Family before the feast of Christmas Day. I love to concentrate on the meaning and reverence of this season, and this year I'm concentrating on the Holy Family. I'm referencing the book called Behold by Sister Miriam James Heidland. She writes and offers insights on the joy of the birth of Jesus as well as the journey of the Holy Family through the Advent season. All the women in my Delay and Pray course and membership will be discussing and coaching weekly on Wednesdays on the Blessed Mother and the virtue of motherhood, on St. Joseph and the protection of the Father, And finally, on the beauty of the child Jesus. We will reflect and coach on motherhood, fatherhood, and being a child of God through the eyes of the Holy Family. We are all children of God. I cannot wait. I have a membership that my clients can opt into after the Delay and Pray course. This is where we have the book clubs. So these book discussions are always recorded, and you'll have access to all of them when you join the next course in January. If you want to, you can hop on the wait list right now. So if you want to get in line for the next course, because the link will be in the show notes, or you can just go to the website, thecatholicfastingcoach.com. You can join the list there. There is no commitment when you join the wait list, just good information about the course, and you'll be the first to know when the doors open, and that's when you can seize your spot in January. So getting back to December and Advent, I urge you to think about making space for the divine by fasting during the week this Advent. It isn't as difficult as you think because it's a mindset shift. And here's what we shift from. We're shifting from the thought, oh, December is a month of partying, and then I will begin to diet in January. That is not a great thought. And that is where the diet mentality gets us stuck. So what we want to shift to is this thought. December is the perfect month to begin the liturgical year and contemplate the birth of Jesus within me. So making room is not only necessary, but optimal for body and soul. Let me say that again. December is the perfect month to begin the liturgical year and contemplate the birth of Jesus within me. So making room is not only necessary, but optimal for body and soul. Just think of this shift as getting a head start on 2024 with a bang, in both body and soul, by the way. This is kind of like a little second coming, a union of wills of sorts, of your will and the will of Christ. His goodness consuming your attachments to food and alcohol, starting now for the short 3-week season of Advent this year. What is so beautiful and profound about this is that when you learn to delay and pray sugar, flour, and alcohol to Sundays, while going to daily mass, weekly adoration, confession, oh, that is a lot of grace that's going into you right there. And that grace flows within you to transform you into a better person inside and out. But the grace flows through you to others as well, transforming others around you. It's never about you anyway. It's always about others. So beg him this Advent for the desire to fast and pray. Beg him for the desire to love his mother like he does, our Blessed Mother. It is through her love and obedience that the child Jesus comes to us on Christmas Day. Beg Mary that her intercession would make you one with the Lamb of God, with his mission for you and for your own family. We beg for this fire of love because it's not enough to just love God. We must fall in love with him. Don't let the consumerism and busyness of the season compete with God in your life. Love him fully. Behold, the Lord God of life. He is yours to love and adore, especially during this season. There is no doubt that this Advent season will come with challenges for all of us. It always does. But don't let the darkness snuff out the light. Don't let your to-dos and gift lists get you down. Invite the Holy Family into all of it. During Advent, eat in meals. Limit the sugar, flour, and alcohol during the week. And pray, pray, pray. Spending more time in the church than usual. Go to church gatherings and missions if they are offered. Ask Mother Mary to help figure out your lists this year, that you might delight your family members with items that touch their hearts and still leave a little bit of green in your wallet. You can do it this year. You can get creative, and you can get simple like the Holy Family. Give more from your heart rather than your bank account. Advent really is a journey that gets easier every year, especially with fasting and prayer. Think about St. Joseph and our Blessed Mother and how they journeyed to Bethlehem from Nazareth, approximately 70 miles by foot and on a donkey. They say that they traveled over stone paths and dusty roads in inclement weather, and even possibly enduring muddy rain. The journey was surely arduous no matter what, even in the best of circumstances, and they had no comforts of home. They had no fireplace to warm themselves. They did not have hot food to fill their stomachs or beverages to quench their thirst. The Virgin Mary also was well into her pregnancy with Jesus and would have endured so much on this holy adventure. The plight of the Holy Family as they journeyed to Bethlehem so long ago is really something to think about as you and your family make your own journeys this Christmas. Together, we can fast and pray for the safety of all those enduring challenges this Advent, and also those venturing in great need in our own families and throughout the world. We can also fast and pray for the coming year of 2024. Over the past years, I've tended to amplify my Advent prayer time to always include a special Advent book. I also spend more time in the church with the sacraments and activities and just enjoying my church family and friends as well. In the evenings, I try to listen a little bit more to holy podcasts as I scurry around the house making dinner and decorating here and there. This adds to the joy of the season, calming it down a bit and narrowing it to the true celebration of Christmas, which is the birth of Jesus Christ. I really do work hard at setting this season of Advent apart from the rest of the year. I know this is because I've been concentrating on spiritually fasting for a while now. Father Ripperger, one of my favorite exorcist priests, says that fasting and abstinence on a regular basis is so important to all of our holiness. It gives us a depth of reality of all things spiritual on both a personal and intellectual level. He says that through fasting and mortification and little self-denials, even after all these years of belief, he says that he now realizes how powerful these things are, combined with Catholic doctrines, truth, and the teachings of the church. He says that there is no bottom to the exquisite mystery of our church and faith and what we can do along with God. Wow, I love that. So I have prepared my spiritual life, my home, the gifts, my calendar, and all the things. I've learned how to prepare my body for spiritual fasting too. Yes, I fail, but I seem to fail less and less as the years go by. During Advent is especially important to pray and try, even if you fail. It's possible to fast and pray. And it's actually amazing. It just brings about a much better Christmas day, I can tell you. My desire is to make physical space for Jesus in my body so that he can more fully fill that space with his love. I imagine my body as a spacious stable open to the dwelling of the infant king, as opposed to all of the inns of Bethlehem that had no room for him. I want to be that cave-like simple stable, and I want to make room for him for the 3 weeks of Advent this year. It's a short Advent, my friends. So to do this, I prepare my life for fasting and meals with the whole and delicious, nutritious foods that are needed to stay metabolically flexible. That means going into ketosis during the week. To do that, you're going to have to delay sugar and flour and alcohol to the weekends, because this makes it much easier. And then when you sugar burn on the weekends, then you get that metabolic state. This makes fasting much easier when you can get your body into ketosis 6 days of the week and then feast a bit on Sundays. That's when you can have your Christmas cookies. So I follow a good regimen of eating, resting, exercise, and movement. I talk about this a lot in past podcasts. And of course, topping it off with lots and lots of prayer and sacraments. This is a body and soul endeavor filled with love for Christ, love for God, the Holy Family, all the other people in my life, and also love for myself and the care of my own body and soul, which is important to get to heaven. You can still celebrate and have fun while spiritually fasting. I do it all the time. And you can still have fun while delaying all that Christmas food and cheer. The first time you do it, it's a little arduous, but as the days go by, your mind shifts to other ways of having fun. We all know that the holidays between Thanksgiving and New Year's, even for Catholics, they're filled with a ton of sugar, flour, and of course, consuming quite a bit of alcohol. We often use the holidays as an excuse to overconsume all these things as a way to celebrate, like I said before, having that diet mentality and thinking that we'll just figure it out in January when it's all over. But don't do that. That just makes your life so much harder. And then the Advent passes by and you really haven't prayed and delayed like you really wanted to or should have. It really is in how you think about the experience. If our focus is on the Christmas stable, making room for him, then we are more motivated to prepare for that experience, not only for the Holy Family, but to also end up with a healthy and fulfilled body and soul that has not missed out on the holiday fun. The way that I've started to do this is to really cut down on my sugar consumption during the week throughout Advent. Since I have been working hard on delaying sugar, flour, and alcohol to Saturday nights and Sundays, my cravings for those substances have really diminished. So this has gotten easier, and it will for you too. I still have my little binges every now and then, especially when my family is in town, or there are special parties going on, but I've learned to just plan for those times and make the consumption of sugar and alcohol small. This way, I'm not detoured from my goals of spiritual fasting. The less sugar, white flour, processed food, and alcohol I consume, the less food in general I want, and then the better I feel through it all. It feels great to feel great during the holidays, everyone. The less of all this stuff I crave, too. The more healthy food I want, and then the more faith I want. The less sugar I consume, the more Jesus I want to consume. I think this is God's plan, and it's pretty amazing. God is amazing how he will fill your empty stable if you just let him in. But be warned, sugar is hard to stop consuming, especially during the holidays. It's addictive, and we can develop an attachment to the substance where we want it, even if we're full. It gives us comfort, of course, and can detour us from doing hard things. You know, something happens and we have a challenge and we're like, oh, maybe just a little glass of wine or maybe a donut will help. Never helps, my friend. Never does. You can do the hard things without sugar, flour, and alcohol. And anyway, it's not great for your body. It's not great for your soul on a regular basis or even in large amounts. It really can cause vice. And you know, vices are bad habits that can make us overconsume. They actually can make us a little lazy and dull. So you have to decide what you want to think about sugar, flour, and alcohol first, and then what you want to do about it. It's possible to delay it and pray it, especially during Advent. I've talked about it before, but I want to highlight a video to give your intellect a little food to chew on. And this video I came across on YouTube a while back, and it explains some of the significant drawbacks of consuming sugar. And these are for right before Christmas too, during the holiday season. Sugar. And it has the same impact no matter what you eat it. And so I want to share them with you here in hopes that you may consider reforming your Advent too, even if it's slowly at first. Not just for you, but maybe for your children and grandchildren too. If this list is good for adults, it's doubly good for children and their little bodies. I know change is slow and it's definitely a progression, but small changes add up over time. So just take it slowly and just consider delaying and praying this season. The video is called What Would Happen If You Gave Up Sugar for 2 Weeks? And it's by Dr. Eric Berg. I really do love his videos on YouTube. Here he goes over 9 things about sugar consumption that impact the body. And losing weight is only one of them, but you will lose weight. Isn't that amazing? You could actually be like, I don't know, 10 pounds less by the time you get to Christmas Day. Sounds good to me. So here's the 9 things. Your face gets thinner and your midsection shrinks without sugar. Dr. Berg explains that this is due to increased liver function and more. Number 2, he says without sugar, your vision improves, your thinking gets clearer, and your arteries and kidney functions improve. Number 3, you don't have to get up at night as often to pee. Isn't that interesting? And he kind of goes into why, and this is interesting. Number 4, of course, we all know without sugar, you have increased energy because you're going into ketosis, which we know increases our energy levels. Number 5, your cravings for food between meals go away. Again, because you're entering that amazing state of ketosis. Number 6, your inflammation decreases without sugar, and this is going to leave you with less stiffness and pain in your body. This is huge. I know that over Thanksgiving, when I consumed a little bit more flour, is like bread and some of the sugar and some of the dips and things that I was actually consuming, I was kind of achy. And I know when I have leg and body aches, I am consuming more sugar, flour, and alcohol than I need or than I really want to do. Number 7, and this is a big one, you lose weight. Yes, when you delay sugar, flour, and alcohol to the weekends, you're going to lose weight. You can actually lose weight during Advent while gaining in faith and living more for others than yourself. Because when you're fasting for others. You're loving them with your diet. Number 8, I love this one. Your skin improves. You have more of a glow. Isn't that perfect for Christmas? Number 9, your insulin resistance improves. Your body doesn't have to make as much insulin to take care of all that excess glucose that you're putting into your bloodstream if you had sugar. So this is huge for your brain, your body, and your soul. And number 10, because I added number 10, this isn't what he added, but this is mine. It's easier to spiritually fast throughout the entire Advent season, leaving you healthier and holier than ever before on Christmas morning. You literally will have the best Christmas ever. And then you get to start 2024 with a bang. So try making this week the beginning of the new church year, because it is, and get a head start on that successful next year. Order that book called Behold by Sister Miriam James Heidland and enjoy her insights on the joy of the birth of Jesus, as well as the journey of the Holy Family throughout the Advent season. Pray about the Blessed Mother and the virtue of motherhood. Pray about Saint Joseph and the protection that a father brings. And pray about the beauty of the child Jesus coming into the world here on earth, the God-man, born right here on earth as the face of God. This is your year to see Advent through the eyes of the Holy Family. Don't put off your dreams, your desires, and your goals until January of 2024. Start now. Make the season magical and memorable for those around you by prayer and fasting, inviting the Holy Family into all the struggles of the season. They will help you this year. Don't go it alone. As Sister Miriam says, God searches us. He knows us. All of our ways are open before him. He knows every part of our being. He knit us together in our mother's womb, and we are fearfully and wonderfully made. God also knows every member of our family. He knows them through and through, and he has gifted each of them to us and us to them. Come along with me this Advent and delay sugar, flour, and alcohol to the weekends. Learn to fast and pray for your families, giving the best gift possible to them. Make December as the final month of 2023 the most powerful month of the year, and carry that momentum into the new year ahead. 2024 could be the best year of your life. Start now. If you need some help, get on that wait list for my next Delay and Pray group coaching course that begins on January 15th and goes all the way through Lent. We've extended it. It's 15 weeks of weight loss and faith gain. That's what we all need. It would make the best Christmas gift too. So you can ask your family to pitch in and cover that cost. I hope you enjoyed this podcast and you are ready to boldly manage both your body and soul during this Advent season with the help of Christ. Please share the podcast with your friends if it was inspiring for you, so that others will hear the great message of permanent weight loss by learning to delay sugar, flour, and alcohol, even during the holidays. Oh, have a great week, my friends. Keep fasting and praying, and I will talk to you next week. It's Advent. Can't wait. May God bless you and keep you always. God bless. If you are interested in learning more about spiritual fasting and permanent weight loss, then come join my course, Delay and Pray, a guided course for weight loss through spiritual fasting. You won't go through it alone either. I will be there to coach you every step of the way. This is a group coaching program where you are part of an amazing community of like-minded Catholics who have the same goal as you, to bring about miracles while losing that weight permanently through spiritual fasting. Your purchase includes an online course detailing what spiritual fasting is, how to do it, and all the tools you need to get you the results you're longing for. Head over to my website right now at thecatholicfastingcoach.com and get the details on how to join. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and LinkedIn to always get the latest daily information to help you keep fasting, my friends. Can't wait to see you in there. May God bless you and keep you always.